Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Hey everyone, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, owner of PutYourselfFirst.com. Last week, I gave you, I think there were about 5 top healthy habits of fit people. And we're going to continue in this podcast to give you about 6 more. Just healthy habits, things that I've either learned or have gotten from other experts, or things that I believe will work for you, because we see fit people all the time, and these are the habits that people do to just maintain that happy, healthy weight. It's not necessarily having the 6-pack or getting ripped, whatever. It's a matter of just feeling good about yourself, being at that ideal weight, or just living healthy, healthy for yourself. And so you want to get away from the diet mentality, or the well, when I get to this certain stage, everything will change. You've got to form habits, okay? So that will form your future for being healthy and fit. So let's get to one. The next one here is healthy people, fit people become kind of a food expert. And this doesn't mean that you have to know all the nutrition facts of certain superfoods or anything like that. This just means know how to read a label at a food label and what's in your food, and just work to educate yourself. Now, this is a process, of course. But you don't want to give in to the marketing side of things, the glamorous box, and just because this big label says, hey, this is fat-free, that it means it's good for you. You want to do your research to find out what are the things in there. Are they, whole food types of ingredients? Are there a bunch of things that I can't pronounce? And you can go and do those research, for yourself, to find out, a lot of times it's those things in there that make our body store fat, even though it's labeled or marketed as healthy. So that's one thing. Become a food expert. Another one is just careful, smart eating versus dieting. I've talked about this before, but you just want to create healthy, consistent habits. And on those days that, those times that you want to treat yourself, there have been times, when Thanksgiving comes around and people tend to treat, really treat themselves, right? Factor in some additional exercise around the week or around the day to make up for it. Because in that way, you aren't totally depriving yourself of things, but you're still working toward the goals of what you're wanting to do. And that's what I'll do if I know that there's a week or a little weekend or a couple days that we're going to be kind of off the radar as far as an eating plan or the typical eating plan. I'll just add in some more cardio and for a couple extra workouts that weekend, or make it even more intense to burn more calories. So, that's just careful, smart eating as opposed to dieting. Set yourself up for success. This was a process for me, and this is called stock your house with healthy food. Your fridge, your cupboards. This will take you some time, but here's the project that I went and did. As I was, transitioning into more healthy eating and wanting to just kind of get rid of the temptations in the house, or get rid of the things that as I learned about the labels, reading nutrition labels, things that were going to work against me, I went through the cupboards and I went through the refrigerator and I looked at labels and I looked at things, and I actually pulled them out, and kind of set them aside, and some went for donating, some went in the garbage. Some were pretty outdated as far as what I was looking at, as far as expiration dates. But, set yourself up for success. if you supply your house mostly with good, healthy food because you've done the research out there, you aren't going to have those extra temptations. You're going to reach for those things. And for me, I had a lot of comfort food. I had a lot of things that I'm like, oh gosh, I really like pizza, or I love tacos, or whatever. I found just really great recipes on how to make those just healthier versions of them. So there's another tip for you, kind of sliding a tip within a tip, right? After hours rule. Close your kitchen. Close your kitchen down 3 hours before bedtime, whatever your bedtime is. Let's say it's 10:30. No eating after 7:30. Give the rest of the evening and the rest of the night for your body to just absorb the nutrients, get through its digestion, be ready for yourself in the morning time, and then you're not storing a bunch of food in your body as you're trying to rest. That is a really great tip, and that's what fit people do. The other one, I've really worked hard to become kind of I don't want to say a master of this, but I practice it often. Be a picky yet polite person when you're ordering at restaurants. Scan the menu for healthy options, or maybe there's a healthy food, healthy entree, but it's got something, some sort of gravy or some sort of way that they prepare it that's not as healthy. Look for other things on the menu that is from another entree and ask them, can you create something for me? I try to really eat healthy, or try to do this, or I'm on doing P90X, or whatever you want to say. Restaurants will bend over backwards for you and create those things. There was only one restaurant I've really ever gone to that made it kind of a challenge, but for the most part, they'll bend over backwards to make you to accommodate you. The last thing is to identify those triggers. This is a challenging thing. A lot of times when it comes to our hunger and foods that we crave and whatever, it really, or eating, it ends up being mindless eating. It's not really a matter of we're actually hungry. It's a matter of just habits and triggers and things like that. I know for me, when I used to go to a job and would come home, the first thing was, instantly when I came in the door, I'm hungry. I got to go and grab some bite to eat. I got to go through the cupboard. What's in there? That was just more of a habit as opposed to I was actually hungry. But that habit created that hunger mindset. The time when you're sitting in front of the TV watching whatever it is, oh gosh, I've got to have a snack here. Look for those triggers and what the things are that creating those mindless eating habits, and see if you can swap it out with something else. One tip that somebody gave me, as it gets closer to the evening time, where you're going to close the hours, close down the kitchen, is to go in and brush your teeth early. Don't wait until the bedtime. Do this like at 7 o'clock, and then you're going to be less compelled to decide to go and grab something to eat and have to brush your teeth and get ready for that again. So just change those habits. Just keep in mind, as you're going through these healthy habits and implementing them yourself, we're always a work in progress. There's an ebb and flow that sometimes happens to these things, and they don't always happen overnight. There are some people out there, I know, they can just make it happen overnight. That didn't happen for me, but when I used these little things as kind of an experiment to say, when I make these changes for the next 30 days, what impact will that have? It was really mind-blowing at the results and the weight loss and how I felt and how my attitude was as I went through those. So those are, over the past 2 weeks, 11 healthy habits that you can put into practice for yourself. Hope they work for you. Comment below, reply to me, message me on Facebook. Let me know how they're working for you. If there's something that you discovered, they're like, this is a big aha, this needs to go in those healthy habits tips that Perry's been sharing, I would appreciate you messaging out to me there. So remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.